Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Cosmic Valkyrie podcast. I'm your host, Lynn Louise, the Cosmic Valkyrie, shapeshifter, telepath, thought leader. I'm the creator of the Evolution 10X method that combines brain science, ancient wisdom, and strategy. So I love talking about all of those in combination. And today I want to talk about your offer because so many people and so many coaches, entrepreneurs believe that it's as easy as putting a price tag on it and then just pitching it. But there's more that goes into creating an offer than just the simple actionable steps. I'm going to be honest with you, 97% of creating an offer is mindset, brain set, third dimensional, not ethereal, beautiful spiritual river, but it's mindset. Okay, so this week I was working with a client to creating her offer, and I really started thinking about this and how valuable it was. And at first I was like, oh, maybe I should have a workshop on it. And then I said, why don't I just do a podcast? So let's get into this. Okay. The first thing I want you to know is that there are definitely steps that you can take, but I'm going to give you a little method to help you digest it that I walked her through to give you a better idea. And I'm going to use her story as an example. So she is getting ready to promote a short 30-day session. And when she came to me, she had priced this offer at $88. Now, the thing I want you to understand is the first thing I asked her, what do they get for that $88? And she was telling me every day I do a live Q&A call with them for 30 minutes. That means every day she's going to be on Zoom with them. I'm not saying this is good or bad. This is what her vision of her offer was. She has a Facebook group where people can post in and she can interact with them several times a day and check in on them. Homework, lessons, and then also bonuses and resources, because that just comes along with being a healer and a coach. She is a very much more she identifies more as a healer than she does a coach. So just let me toss that in there. So I said, this is the actual step. Okay. So she told me the offer. You have a vision of your offer. What do they get? And then I said, you have this price for $88. What I want you to do is I want you to divide 88 by the number of days that you're offering. So let's say it's 30. Hers was specifically 28. So I'm like 28 days. So she did that. And I made her do the calculations. Okay. I made her do the calculations because when we do things ourselves, it solidifies. So, of course, she pulled out her phone and I think it came to something like $3.17. Y'all, that's less than a Starbucks coffee. That's probably even less than a Snickers candy bar. Let's be honest, like there's not a lot that you can buy for $3 anymore. Okay. So she was like, oh my God, I'm underselling myself. And I said, well, let's work through this like intuitively. What do you feel now that you see that broken down is a more digestible amount? Right. And so she came up with a number. Her audience really resonates with angel numbers. So she was talking about making it 444. And I'm like, awesome. Okay. Do the the back mathing of it. How much does that cost them a day? Right. And then um she was like, it can be this. And I sat and she said, I realized what you mean by when people pay, they pay attention because at $88, the investment's low. The INI is very imbalanced. Pardon, my dogs just got up. The INI in it, the reciprocation is so out of balance because she's showing up every single day. She's giving, giving, giving. The INI is $88, very out of balance, right? But also, is that really that $88, that $3 or such a day really going to activate them into getting action? Is it enough of a risk to create commitment and a skin in the game? No. It's not, right? Like, it's not. I said, do you think that people are going to show up every single day if they're just putting in $88? And she's like, no. So then she determined she wanted to do it at 444 and at $444. And I'm like, excellent. The first question she had is, am I still playing small? And I said to that, no, because the thing is she started out at 88 and now she's at 444. That's a really good uncomfortable zone, but still able to bring her in money, because the reality is that's a big jump and she needs to stay in alignment and still not be too scared to sell it. Now, before we set the price, I ask her, what does she get? Right? What do people get? And then she realized, oh my God, that is way underselling. So then I said, everyone has to do this. What is your projection for this launch? Meaning, how much money do you want to make? Right? How much money do you want to make? And she determined that she wanted to make $3,500. Totally reasonable, right? Completely reasonable. So then she aligned with the 444. And I said, perfect. How many people would you have to sell this 30-day program to, masterclass? It's going to be a deep dive intensive, in order to meet your goal. And she said, I think it's 9. Y'all, is it 9 or is it 8? I'm going to do the number right now. She wants to hit 3,500. And if she sells it at 444.8, she would have to sell it to 8 people. I want you to see how in alignment this is. It's a 28-day program. She has to sell 8 of them. And the day that they start is on the Lionsgate, which is 8/8, August 8th. But it's also 2024, which is an 8. So 8/8/8, all these 8s. It's really in alignment. So then she said, okay, 444, I only have to sell 8 of them. Here's what I want y'all to understand. It does not take any more effort from you to sell an offer for $88 than it does for $44. Same exact effort, same exact momentum, energy, time is going to go into selling an $88 offer that goes into a $444 offer. Okay. So she's not going to be like having to work harder for that slightly higher price tag. To me, anything under $1,000 within that, it's like a no-brainer. It's like, oh, I can just, that's like no brainer. Some people it's 97, right? So it all depends on your target demographic. So then I said, you're getting more into alignment, right? She's like, oh, this feels good. Yeah. So I only need to sell 8 of them and at 444 and such, said blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you need to hold out for taxes and all that goodness, but it's going to be really easy for us to hit this. So she had an event that very morning when we were discussing this. So I said, perfect time for you to pitch this. So she went to her event and she pitched it. And I said, here's the thing, you haven't even addressed it to your general public. You can offer them something very, very special if they get in right now, today, right? Like while they're at that event. After that, the price goes to the documented price. And I said, you can, whatever feels good. Like if you want to offer them to that while they're there for 333, do it. And so she did it. But here's the other exciting thing, because this is build up, right? You're building up momentum to gain your confidence in selling that 444, because 88 to 444 is a uncomfortable but feels good zone, right? So then I said, she's having a Reiki practice going on, a level 1 certification. And I said, people already joined it. They're already in it. They're already liking and knowing and trusting you. So treat them well. Why don't you think about giving them this offer for $111 because they're already in it. They're in it to win it. That's so no-brainer. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to mean that she's got people in there now, right? Like now there's no turning back. There's people that have joined. She's doing that today. And then she launches it to the public. Now you might be wondering, well, okay, I always hear about these fast action bonuses, right? So there's a way to create urgency around your offer, and I'm going to share that with you. But first, what I want you to understand is none of this process would have been possible without a shift in mindset. Every single thing that I did with her on that call was mindset. Physical brain. I helped her put her self-doubt behind. Helped her find her self-worth and her value in what she's giving and giving her the confidence to go out there and sell it. Before that conversation, she was selling it for $88, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're working with me, I'm like, stop undervaluing your value. And we go through the process to build that confidence, to build that understanding and how this falls together. So I can go through here and I can tell you how we came into the pricing for the launch and the offer. But until you adjust your mindset, it's going to be very hard for you to figure out what your pricing is and how you're going to move forward with it with the confidence that my client had. Why? Because we address the issues from the inside out. I'm sharing with you the exact strategy that I shared with her, and I'm giving you the mindset adjustments. But when somebody works with me, I can hone in exactly on what needs to shift in order for them to become more confident and move forward with this. Okay. But this is helping you find your gaps as well. So now you're having the mindset shifts going, oh, so it's not necessarily all lateral movement. I don't determine the price and then the thing and then go out there and sell it. There's mindset shifts that happen. I had to get her first into how much does she want to make off this launch? And then from that, determine the price of it and then see how many it's going to sell. Before this, she had 88. She had a list of stuff that she's offering to the people. She had no concept of how many people she would have to get in. She didn't even have a goal for how many people, how much money she wanted to make off the launch. All that right there is mindset. Every single bit of it, the goal setting, the determination of how many people that you need, right? I need to calculate it. She was just out there being wishy-washy. She was operating from employee mindset. And she was just like, I'm just going to throw it out there and see how many people I can have join me. When you do that, you are operating as a hobbyist, and owning a business and creating a sustainable business requires you to take action and be a CEO. Okay. Now it's time for me to get off that high horse. I get so passionate about this stuff. So that's mindset. Everything that I worked with her on was a mindset. And then we just implemented strategies that she already knew. So now she's at a point where she's like, okay, I need 8 people to hit 3,500. And then I am offering these bite-sized pieces to people. She could even offer those to other people, not just in her Reiki former clients. But now what? Right? Now what? Now she's beginning to understand her value. And my next question to her was, okay, let me ask you this. Do you think every single person is going to show up every single day for 28 days for a 30-minute live? She's like, no. And I said, you're showing up every single day. How much do you value what you're delivering? Would it be easier for you to offer, since 8 is showing up, 8 live coaching calls and Q&As rather than 28? And she was like, yeah. And I said, does that INI feel better? The reciprocation? She's like, yeah, definitely. Right. The beauty is that we get to offer something at a reduced price when it is to a group of people, because we can make more off of more registration. One-on-one takes up a lot more time and energy, same amount, same concept, right? Same amount of coaching and energy and stuff that we're putting into a program that we're putting into a one-on-one, so we can charge less but make more. Okay. So she was like, "Ooh, I like that 8. I like that idea of 8." And I said, "So here's something. When we're looking at offers, I'm showing you this so you can see the complexity, but opportunities to create long-lasting clients and sell your product." So I said, "Okay, so you're good with 8. So what about offering 4 live weekly Q&A calls? And then when they get inside, you announce that you have decided as a bonus, you're going to run an extra call that each week." What this does is it's on the DL, right? And then they go, "Ooh, wow, she really over delivers," which she is. Let's be honest. So she gets to do that type of stuff inside the program, creates that connection, and people want to work more and more with you when you over deliver and you give them so much attention and nurturing and caring and compassion and drive and motivation and accountability to show up. So then she's like, "Ooh, I like that. I like that idea of giving them more unexpectedly." So now we talked about fast action bonuses. This is the point in our conversation. And I'm like, it's time. Now we want to talk about creating that urgency. So one way is you can tell people that it is limited seating. They don't know, they don't need to know how many seats, right? But she knows she wants at least 8 people in it. So she can be like, limited seating, and they're going to go fast, right? And if people know that they're limited and they sign up really fast, then you've got it. Now she can handle more than 8 people on these calls. So the cool thing is that when time comes, she can be like, "Oh my God, the seats sold out. But you know what? Should I add more? Y'all, maybe I should add more." And so she can always approach it like that, right? The other thing is you can add fast action bonuses. Like if you have a PDF that you've created or something like that. If you're going for a higher ticket, you can always offer a free one-on-one or onboarding or something like that. But when we're talking about something under $9.97, I'm always like, make it something that you already have that's not a big deal. And her first response was, "I have a program that I developed that I can give them access to." And I went, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not do that. Okay. Let's not give them an entire program, because that's going to take away from their desire to focus on the 28 days. Like we want all of their attention in and on that. Okay, so not that big. You don't want to take something that's going to take them away from what you are offering, because you want all of their priority to be on that thing. So something smaller, right? Or maybe it's like people that sign up now within the first 24 hours get to be on a VIP call with me, right? And it could be a VIP coaching call with a group of all the ones that signed up early. And that VIP call could be, or it could be 2 VIP calls, like one at the beginning and one when we close out, right? So just like check in. And if you have questions about this, y'all, comment. comment, leave me a comment on YouTube. Go ahead and like DM me or send me a email or whatever. Like, ask. I am more than willing to tell you my opinions. So then she figured out her fast action bonus is going to be limited seeding, which I think is a really good one. It's aligned with her. It will be good. It will get them into action. Plus, it's starting soon. It's starting on the 8th. And this podcast is probably less than a week away. So she's hard at work selling by the time you're hearing this. So now she has her offer. It's solid. She feels good about it. She's done the numbers. She's calculated the numbers. We talked about what money she needs to set aside when it comes to her profit, her taxes, her expenses, what she can use to reinvest into her business development, because that's always important. We always want to make sure that we have all that stuff divvied out because our business needs to be sustainable, right? And then she was off to her event. Now, I haven't heard back from her to hear how that all panned out, but I'll keep you all abreast. If you're inside my Facebook group, I'll celebrate her at some point. But what I want you to understand is, what was it costing her to not have the shift within her mindset and to master that mindset moving forward? She was literally leaving thousands of dollars on the table for this launch. I want you to hear this again. She was leaving thousands of dollars. She had no goal set. So literally, she had zero set for her achievement, what she wanted to manifest out there before we talked. Zero. It went to $3,500. Okay. So she was looking at making zero money. Now she's looking at making $35,000 off of this launch. What I want you to hear here is, if she changed nothing, never got any better at this method, never up-leveled her consciousness and like reprogrammed those subconscious belief systems, nothing changed. If nothing changed at this point, and month after month, she was consistently making $3,500, that would mean that at the end of the year, she brought in $42,000. I want you to process that. That's thousands of dollars based on never getting any better. But here's the deal. When she continues to work with me, thrive and understand the method and shift those paradigms inside of her belief system, washing away all doubt, getting rid of that confusion of information overload, and really stepping to her power with that confidence to know exactly what to do and when to do it, she will be making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. There is a very small gap between 42 and 60,000 by the end of the year. If she just doesn't do anything any better and she makes 42,000, she's going to get better. Rapidly, she will ascend to 60K. And then that 60K is only another 40K until she hits 100K. If you are not on the wait list for Evolution 10X Mastermind, you are leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table in sales. What is it worth to you? What is your business worth to you? Because your business is your financial future. And if you are not making any money, I can tell you, it's not because you're not working hard enough. Entrepreneurial poverty is a real thing. You're working hard enough. You have enough strategy. You're on strategy overload. You don't understand how it goes together, how it fits together, how it will play out so that you can create flow and ease in your income instead of stress, anxiety, and overwhelm. Every moment that you continue doing what you're doing, you have to understand that you are risking giving up on your dream. Those strategies that didn't get you what you wanted last year are going to give you the same failed results this year. How important is it for you to get out of debt and actually start making an income that creates sustainability and a better quality of life for you and your family? What is it going to take? What is the breaking point of I've had enough? I'm tired of being stuck. Because I can tell you everything that I told my client strategy wise, she already knew. There were even times when she's like, oh, I already know this. Yeah, you already know it. The only thing that needed to shift was her brain set. This is not an ethereal thing. This is not connecting to your guides and your spirits and quantum, multi-dimensional shit. You know, I love that. But this is not any of that. This comes from 3D brain set, your physical brain. When is it going to be too much? When is the breaking point going to happen to make you to make the decision to finally invest in your future in a way that's going to create results? Now go to the show notes, get on the wait list, and I'll talk to you all soon.